It begins off the coast of Mauritania Tingitana, where Fabius Decimus Hispanius is assisting in a sea raid against a rebel legion. After the battle in the port, Fabius uncovers a plot by Avidius Cassius to usurp the imperial throne, but is blackmailed into turning a blind eye due to the gambling debts he's accumulated. Fabius returns home to Tarraco, Iberia, where he is met by his oldest son and taken to his estate. He discovers his other two sons bullying the youngest of the boys, Maximus. Fabius scolds them and teases the runt before drinking himself into a stupor. At Cassius's request, using forged documentation and false witnesses, the local praetor sends a force of vigils to repossess the estate. A scuffle with the boys turns violent, and the three older boys are slaughtered, and Fabius is beaten and arrested. During his trial, Maximus attempts to enter the courthouse but is mocked and beaten away by the vigils. A known gambler, drunkard, and womanizer, Fabius is tried and convicted, with a lashing and exile from Tarraco as punishment. As for the estate, he needs to pay the debt if it is to be returned. When eventually released, he has no money to his name, only the mule and cart salvaged by Maximus. They travel from town to town, begging and scamming for food and shelter. On the outskirts of Narbo, bandits ambush the travelers. Maximus rescues his father from the ex-soldiers turned robbers, proving his ability to fight. Fabius tells his son about his past as a warrior and impresses on Maximus that he too is a natural fighter. At Massilia, the father forces Maximus to compete in the local gladiatorial games. He gambles on the outcome successfully. When Maximus discovers this, he is resentful, but Fabius promises him the money will be used to buy back their land. From there, they go on the professional circuit, Maximus disguised as a slave, and Fabius as his lanista. At one point, Fabius convinces Maximus to fight a bull, since they have a family history of breeding bulls. But instead of saving the winnings, Fabius gambles it away, and when he loses, spends the rest on booze and prostitutes. Again, Maximus uncovers this, which causes a rift between them. At Pietas Julia, Maximus meets a girl from a rich family and opts to enter into fights at a private function. Fabius encounters Cassius, who is planning on assassinating him. After seeing his sorry and degenerate state, Cassius no longer fears Fabius as a threat, so he offers to buy out Maximus's contract as a gladiator. Once in Rome, Maximus meets Alexander, a fellow gladiator indentured to Cassius's lanista and a Christian. He helps Maximus prepare for the games. Fabius, having squandered his money, travels to Rome to watch his son fight and to bet on it. Cassius, who thought that Fabius would have drunk himself to death by now, discovers him roaming the gambling quarter. Worried that the emperor would learn of his plotting from Fabius, he again confronts him. Fabius wants his property back, but this was not possible anymore. It had been already sold off. As a counteroffer, he is offered to bet against his son, since the game will be rigged. Alexander was bribed to ensure Maximus loses in the arena. In the final battle in front of the emperor, Maximus is set up to go down badly. At first, Fabius refuses to watch the fight, but his emotions take the better of him. He approaches the Praetorian Guard and informs them about the plot by Cassius. When he sees his son get wounded and about to be slain, Fabius steps into the arena and fights on to the death, winning the favor of the crowd and of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who spares Maximus after being informed about the treachery and Fabius's service.